than 2 decades, Dr. Dre, rapper and producer of Beats Electronics, has listed his 6-bedroom and 7-bath Malibu, California home for an asking price of $20 million according to a source. Luckily for you, TTP member, we have produced a video about Dr. Dre's Malibu home at $20 million. Is it worth the price? What's unique with this home? Who is Dr. Dre? Find out the answers by watching this video. When you think of Dr. Dre, you most likely think of a legendary rapper and producer. He is also an entrepreneur who co-founded Beats headphones and clothing line. His Malibu home is up for sale, but he will only take $20 million. It was last occupied by his ex-wife Nicole Young. Even if the home sells at a hefty discount, it will still generate an outstanding profit for Dr. Dre. In 2000, he purchased a property for about $4.8 million, and in 22 years since, Malibu property values have skyrocketed. The 3-story mansion is located on a nearly 7,000 square foot lot on Carbon Beach, which has become one of the city's most expensive locales thanks to its location alongside billionaires like Elon Musk, who have settled down in Malibu Beach. The listing describes the property as a contemporary beach estate that exudes total luxury and sophistication. The house was built in the early 1990s within an exclusive gated community. Behind the gates is an expansive security system and a courtyard-style entryway into a glamorous living room with floor-to-garret walls of glass. There's also tons of natural light and some killer views, including unobstructed views of white water. This open-concept living space features a spacious living room, a kitchen outfitted with premium stainless appliances, and 4 primary bedrooms, which include the master bedroom, a bedroom with a fireplace, sitting area, and a private balcony, another bedroom with its own sauna, and large closet, and the 3rd bedroom, which is an executive office nude. This home is nearly 9,000 square feet. This is not the first time Dre has attempted to sell his Malibu vacation pad. It's a 5-minute walk from Nobu and was owned by Nicole Young throughout her divorce from Dre. 10 years ago, this property was listed for sale at asking prices that range between $11 million and $12.5 million. Last December, Dre settled on the divorce from Young, allegedly paying her a lump sum of $100 million. He was pretty generous with the divorce money since he also kept all the business assets that they had accumulated during their marriage, including 2 Calabasas mansions and a Brentwood estate. His current net worth is $400 million according to Forbes. Now let's get to know Dr. Dre more. Hip-hop producer and rapper Dr. Dre first found success with NWA, a hip-hop group from the 80s, but he has also achieved success on his own as a solo act. Being a music fan since his youth, Dr. Dre began working as a DJ in his teens. He had a major success with the rap group NWA, which he co-founded and later went on to found Death Row Records in 1991. In 1992, he released his first solo album, The Chronic, which became a huge hit. Dr. Dre started up Aftermath Entertainment in 1996 and signed Eminem and 50 Cent to his label. He won even more money when he co-founded Beats Electronics with Jimmy Iovine in 2008. This company was sold to Apple in 2014 for $3 billion. Born Andre Rommel Young, Dr. Dre had a strong musical background from day one because his parents were singers. He was named after the R&B group his mother Verna left in 1976. His middle name comes from the Rommels, another band his father Theodore played with before he became successful. Dre's parents got a divorce when he was young, and he lived with his mother. He moved around a lot, at one point living in the Wilmington Arms housing project in Compton. At Centennial High School, Dre had talent for drafting, but he paid little attention to other courses. He transferred to Fremont High School and then Chester Adult School. But he was not interested in schoolwork. He wanted to make music. Dre received a new music mixer for Christmas in 1984 and soon turned his family's house into a studio. For hours on end, he would work his magic by taking pieces of different songs and sounds to create something entirely new. Dr. Dre started hanging out, as he describes, at the nightclub Eve After Dark, which ultimately led him to work behind the turntables and was eventually given an opportunity to join a world-class wrecking crew. The crew performed in many different nightclubs, and that's when Dr. Dre got his rap name. He's playing homage to basketball star Julius Dr. Dre Irving with the moniker Dr. Dre, master of mixology. Dre formed NWA in 1985 with fellow rappers Eazy-E, Ice Cube, John Yellow, MC Ren, and the Arabian Prince. The group was able to film a more hard-hitting sound than his previous solo albums, better reflecting life on the streets due to their explicit lyrics. After their previous album success, the group's second album, Straight Outta Compton in 1988, also proved to be a hit. Critics love it, with one declaring that it marks the arrival of a new genre, gangsta rap. One track, F the Police, created a lot of controversy when it was released in 1988. The song, which explored tensions between black youth and police officers, was thought to incite violence. The FBI even sent Ruthless Records and its parent company a letter claiming that the song could lead to crimes. Dre's first solo album since leaving NWA, he left the record label Ruthless Records to start Death Row Records at Interscope Records. The Chronic was a huge hit, with Nothing But a G-Thang featuring Snoop Dogg being the most popular song. With this release, Dre introduced G-Funk to the world as an extension of funk and gangster rap from earlier records. Always appreciating work by Parliament and Funkadelic, Dre combined samples from both artists on many tracks. Dre released his second studio album, 2001, in 1999. After millions of copies sold, the disc proved successful in both the hip-hop and pop charts. Over the next few years, Dre teased his fan base with news of a third album, Detox. Although leaked tracks emerged from Detox, the project was continuously delayed and disappeared without a trace. He has been behind the scenes for many famous hip-hop and rap artists. He worked as a track producer for many of the artists on Ruthless Records, which he helped start up at Eazy-E. Dre also worked with single Michelle on her debut album, helping to produce much of the material. With NWA, Dre helped produce much of the group's material by working as a beat maker, producer, and co-songwriter in 1990. With Marion Suge Knight, Dr. Dre co-founded the rap music empire Death Row Records in 1991. There, he worked on the 1993 debut album of Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, and Tupac Shakur's 1996 work, All Eyes on Me. That same year, Dre left Death Row Records, escaping from the increasingly troublesome West Coast or East Coast conflict. The conflict would eventually lead to the deaths of rappers Shakur and Biggie Smalls. Over the course of his career, Dre established his own label, Aftermath Entertainment. He signed a variety of artists to the label, but two of his greatest successes were Eminem and 50 Cent. At first, producers took shots at Dr. Dre for signing white rapper Eminem, but he soon proved that they were wrong. In addition to producing a number of songs on Eminem's The Slim Shady LP in 1999 and the Marshall Mathers LP 2000, Dr. Dre collaborated closely with 50 Cent on Get Rich or Die Trying in 2003. When it comes to trouble with the law and violence against women, Dre has lived some of his lyrics, experiencing a number of violent encounters with the law. In 1991, he actually attacked TV host Denise Barnes and tried to force her down a flight of stairs. The attack was sparked by comments she had made about Ice Cube's departure from NWA, which Dre felt were negative. That same year, he was charged with assault and a civil suit for his actions, but both parties decided to settle out of court. Dre continued to have legal troubles the following year when he was arrested for assaulting producer Damon Thomas. He was also arrested for battery against a police officer in 1994. Dre seemed to take his dangerous behavior to the next level in 1994 when he led police on a high-speed chase while intoxicated. After violating his probation for the earlier assault charges, Dre served his sentence in jail and paid a hefty fine. Almost 20 years ago, Andre Young faced a civil suit as a result of an altercation with Dennis Barnes. Girls who came forward about his violent behavior during the 90s corroborated the story. Dre addressed his past actions at the time in an interview with the New York Times. 25 years ago, I was a young man, drinking too much and in over my head with no real structure in my life. However, none of this is an excuse for what I did. I've been married for 19 years and every day I'm working to be a better man for my family, seeking guidance along the way. He continued, "This part of my life is not me. I apologize to the women that I've hurt. I deeply regret my actions and know that it has impacted us for a very long time," he told reporters. In 2008, Dr. Dre took his passion for hip-hop overseas with the founding of Beats Electronics. Jimmy Lovin joined him in the ranks as co-founder, and their company made a huge debut when they launched Beats by Dr. Dre studio headphones. The rest is history, as other successful products followed that were endorsed by pop and hip-hop artists, as well as an online music streaming service in 2014 called Beats Music. In addition to this, Dr. Dre and Lovin also founded the Jimmy Lovin and Andre Young Academy for Arts, Technology, and Business of Innovation in 2014 to recognize aspiring innovators from all walks of life through its art education curriculum. Beats became the most valuable startup due to the release of Apple's new products. Apple's purchase of Beats in May 2014 made Dr. Dre a billionaire and increased his net worth. Dre and Dr. Dre joined Apple as executives, overseeing the company's streaming music service. Their connection is highlighted by a scripted television series based on Dr. Lovin's life entitled Vital Signs, which was released in 2016. In August 2015, Dr. Dre announced the release of a long-awaited third album, Compton, a soundtrack on iTunes and Apple Music. The album was timed to coincide with the premiere of Straight Outta Compton, a biopic about NWA, which is what inspired it. A former hedge funder by the name of Stephen Lamar sued Dre and Lovin in 2014, claiming that there were discrepancies with the royalty rates from headphones. The defense argued that it was only fair for him to receive fees from the first headphone model, yet Lamar claimed to have contributed even more than that. And when it comes to personal life and family, his first son Curtis was born when Dre was in his senior year of high school. It was not until Curtis was 20 years old that they would even meet one another. He also fathered Marcel, his first son with singer Michelle Williams. In 1988, Janetta Porter gave birth to their second son, Andre Jr., and he died of a drug overdose in 2008. In 1996, Dre married Nicole Threat. They have a son and daughter together. Threat filed for divorce in 2020. Dre was not only the performer in his family. His stepbrother, Warren G, had many hits in the 1990s. And their son Curtis is a rapper who performs under the name Hood Surgeon. And that's it for this video, TTP member. Remember to subscribe to our channel. And if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work you put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.